Alright, greetings and salutations. My name is Comic Fire, and welcome back for more Crystalis. The best game on the NES. Well, I don't know about that. I guess it's all a matter of your opinion. Well, I gotta say, this is up there for me. It's on par with something like, because I would say Dragon Warrior 4 was probably my favorite, and this, if it's not tied, it's like right below. Anyway, these boar folk hit really hard, and they can throw their axes, but they give a lot of money and a lot of experience. So keep your wits about you, and farm them good, because you want to be pretty high leveled for stuff coming up. I'm not necessarily high leveled, but you know. Now, if you're watching from the last episode, when I said it's a little slower to kill enemies with just, you know, flinging wind balls at them, absolutely fling wind balls at these guys. If you go up and stab them, you're gonna lose your life immediately. Like, look at me, I'm already mostly dead. I see that, those... Oh my god, that was really close. Good thing single casting of Refresh can do us real good. Anyway, those black tiles there are swamp tiles. They will drain you if you're on them. And otherwise, you know, if you keep jumping up and down, you won't get it. Anyway, that's the statue that Akahana mentioned last time, so boom! How are you supposed to know it's there? You walk around until you find it. He kind of gave you a hint about where it was, but there's no, like, visual cue that it's there. You really do just have to, like, kind of walk around. That's not too hard. There's a couple instances later on that are more NES logic-y, but that's not the worst case in the game. There are bad cases in the game, however. Like, if you really, like, if you tried, you could get through this game pretty easily without a guide, but I don't know, some of the later stuff, you should probably just slam a guide on. One statue of Onyx. Cool. If you don't know what he's talking about, there's a forest, well, someone mentioned there's an area to the east where a gas mask could be pretty useful. Or I just think they just said there's something about a forest to the east. Anyway, if you try to go in there without the gas mask, you take damage. Take enough damage, and you die. I wonder... Yes, these guys are invincible. Well, they're not invincible. We just don't have the right weapon for them yet. That will change, however. Very soon, in fact. I'm not mistaken, you get the first 3 swords pretty, like, quickly together. And then the last sword, like, you'll get the first 3 swords in, like, the first, like, third of the game. Maybe the first half. And then you won't get the other one until, like, the game is just about done. Doing pretty well on cash. I would like a bronze shield, but I will settle for a carapace if I have to. Though, I don't know, we're getting money pretty quick. Though I did say I wouldn't show off all the grinding. But how can you hate those noises? If anything, I'm doing this for your benefit. Now, I don't know what the requirement is for, like, bosses about, like, what levels you have to be. There is a single case where I do know what it is, and I happened to hit it right before that boss, so I didn't know. But then I was on Game of FAQs, and they were like, yeah, how do I hurt this boss? And I'm like, oh yeah, you have to be level 8. Or else he's just invincible, and the game doesn't tell you why. The game will say something cryptic, like you're not strong enough, or you don't have the strength. And that could mean anything... I don't know, it's kind of a silly way to handle it. It's like, that could mean anything from you don't have a proper event trigger, or like you're missing an item. Not you need a level grind. I don't know, it's kind of silly. Not a great case for this game, but I don't know. I never ran into it. Do what I do and you won't run into it. Alright, we could probably go forward without the Carapace shield, though it would help against these axes. See, pretty big areas, but I don't know. You get used to them pretty quick. They're not actually that big. They might look big, but you get used to them pretty quick, because there's just so many defining features. Like, generally, every area in the game is going to have something like that. Very rarely is something like in the center of an area. Yeah, we've heard about that one. Generally, if you walk around, like, the perimeter of these areas, just, like, stick around, just, like, the borders, you'll generally find where you need to go. Maybe less so towards the end of the game, but by the end of the game, you should be confident enough of yourself to, I don't know, kind of trust yourself. In fact, I think I can show this off. That's how quickly it'll lead through you. Not too quickly, but, like, if you're in the middle of combat, it could sneak up on you. So be careful. Now, if we try to go here... In fact, let's not even do that. There's just... I think that's one of the entrances to Mount Saber. And if you go there too early, actually, there's a really weirdly specific event trigger for it, but if you go there too early, it's like, oh, you're not strong enough. Okay, that was a bad idea. Forgot I actually had to put the gas mask on. No rabbit jumping in there. At least it wasn't like an immediate kill. If I'm not mistaken, everything in here is basically invincible to the Windsword. So, just kind of rush through to where you need to go for now. Which is right here. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if there's like a specific one that you have to talk to have this event trigger. So let's just assume it's Star Tropic Syndrome and talk to everybody. Which, it looks like we did. Go in peace. Yeah, really don't know if that was the, like I said, this is one of the more... Oh, no, that one's not invincible. Felt that one in my bones. It couldn't hurt to just kind of explore around here. Okay, then yeah, we definitely haven't done something yet. Something should be right here, if you've done it all right. Ha! Okay, that one's invincible. Beep. That's one of the bigger cases of, like, knowing that, like, if you can, like, pin something and really just wail into it, it's great. Usually, you don't get that opportunity. Like, especially if they can, like, throw shit at you. You don't get that opportunity. We're very close to being able to deal with those guys. In fact, the next thing we're gonna get is just fantastic overall. It's probably my, my favorite weapon in the game. Well, besides the final one, that one is lovely. I feel like I said, the next weapon we pick up is really kind to use. You can really mess some fools up. You know, I talked about, like, it's not hard, it's not easy to get lost in this game. That was me not paying attention. And then I got lost. I don't know, once I get a certain waypoint going, it's fine, but getting that waypoint isn't always easy. Like, if I start from just the wrong area of the map, I'm like, ah, I've never seen this place before in my life. What fresh hell have I found myself in today? I wonder why it's flickering like that. It might be the emulation. Alright. Now, I know... You see, I got my butt kicked. You could get stronger, like it could be a level grinding thing, but from what I've seen from certain, like, guides and LPs, if you just keep throwing yourself at him, he gets weaker and weaker, easier to handle. Okay, bad example. I'm gonna keep that up, like, a couple more times and see if that's something that's actually true. Yeah, that's definitely true. I don't think there's any strategy to it, just keep mashing the attack button. See? Boom. And now we get the magic of telepathy. Tornado bracelet, huh? Keep that in mind. The boy is gone. He's just doing crunches. It's fine. So with telepathy, like you said, we can talk to animals now, which is cool. Not these animals, though, because, probably should have waited until there were animals on screen, huh? Not these animals, because they want nothing to do with us besides, you know, stabbing us. It's not really stabbing so much as cleaving us. He just wants to give us some fine cleavage. He just wants to make Null into a, fine mamma jamma. Trans icon, we can appreciate it. Yeah, so you could do some level grinding for that, or just keep throwing yourself at it. That's whatever. Wouldn't hurt to be level 5 for the stuff coming up. I was level 5, which means... who knows? We might be a little under-leveled for stuff coming up, but... whatever. You know? If we are, it'll be something new for us to experience together. I actually want to get, refreshed real quick. With stuff that we have coming up, we'll be able to, you know, get refreshed just fine, but... I don't want a bad, yeah, I don't want that messing me up. Rad, so let's get the telepathy magic going. Now, if you press B, and actually, or A rather, and use it, you can talk with some of the wise men. And they'll give you hints. Like here, let's talk to Tornell. I was useless, let's try that again. Alright, and now all of my MP is gone. Or if I just reload, I can always just show it. That doesn't mean anything to me. Cool, so... Village Elder will not talk to humans, huh? I'm assuming that you were the Village Elder, then. Or rather, you were probably the Village Elder, given that it's a house that you're in. What about you? And that's an event trigger, pretty sure. Well, I know where I'm not wanted. Boop. Now, that place we went to earlier where I said, hey, there's probably something that should be here. That's... something should be there. It's a boy. Now, you can defeat that thing. In fact, I just did. So I can, but can you? This is a challenge, viewers. If you can defeat it, take a video and send it to me on Twitter, and I'll ignore it. The boy is home, and now everyone loves us. Keep that in mind. Yeah, now we have the insect flute. Neat. I misread that, like... Here, hold up. It said, I'll be good from now on, I swear. I got that confused as I swear to God I'll be good. I don't know how my, my wires got crossed there. And now we have the Sword of Fire. It's not the coolest thing in the world yet. It does hit harder. Like, as we can see, if we use the Sword of Wind, our attack is 5. And if we use the Sword of Fire, our attack is 6. Once we get the Ball of Fire, this thing becomes amazing. But what it allows us to do is we can actually hit that big, annoying flying thing, so we're no longer at its mercy. You get a Fruit of Power. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that increases your MP, like it restores it. But I'm not too pressed about that. Oh, Select just gets you right out of that. That's neat. And now that we have the Sword of Fire, we can go to the inn. 40 bucks, jeez, I didn't think about that. Alright, so before we do anything else, I want to go... Well, A, I'm gonna show off this neat sword we got. Wait for that big flying bastard to come along and see if I can't land a good hit on him. See, we can hit him now. And we can straight up kill him, neat. So yeah, Sword of Fire, pretty dang good. It gets even better though, so just you wait, kids. Alright, so what I'm gonna do before we do anything else is I want to go back to Bryn Mawr and pick up that bronze shield. So I'm gonna meet you right back here. I would. Give me a bronze shield. Get me out of here. Cool, so now with that, we have a shield. And now our defense is better. So we should be pretty good. I got hit on the way back, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I've got 2 medical herbs. And I've got nothing to sell. Huh, sounds pretty killer. Get it? Because I'm a male and I like women? Cool. So let me show you some fun things we can do now. 2 balls... Nice voice crack, man. 2 balls, 1 dead minotaur boar thing. It's neat. And now we're level 5. As you can see, 700 experience to our next level means yikes. I think it's a pretty, like, soft cap way of telling you, okay, you can probably go to the next area right now, your level's probably fine. If it seems like you need a little too much level grinding to go to the next area, see if we can kill these mushrooms now. If level grinding seems like a Herculean task for the area you're in, you're probably good and can move on. Now, even with the best armor that we have here, we're still kind of getting hit pretty hard, so be careful. Because that's just a thing that happens. Actually, we can put Refresh back on. In fact, I think it'll be safer to do it. One thing I didn't mention about telepathy is, and you might have noticed it already, so you probably don't need me to tell you, but the MP isn't taken from you until you talk to a wise man. If you just use it and then back out immediately, you don't lose the MP. Oh fuck, I might have to go up and heal again. Kind of burned through a lot more MP than I wish I did. Oh well, what's the worst that'll happen? Weird arena, huh? Well, don't I have something for you. A spook! Oh jeez, it's like, oh, it's like a, oh god, it's like an ohm from, Nausicaa. I didn't really care much for Nausicaa. I like its the morals that it teaches, but as a movie, I thought it was a little boring. And we're out of MP. So now we gotta be real careful. This fight is great because the game can't handle it. There's a lot going on at once, and the frame rate is non-existent. And it only gets worse once these guys come around just flinging shit at you. Oh, and I died. Cool, that's the first time I've ever actually seen the death screen. Game over. Where does it put me? Wherever we last saved, which means we'd be fucked if I hadn't put a save state, because I haven't actually saved. Let me show you how to save, by the way. You hit select, and then you hit start. Oh, and you can only save, like, in the overworld or in towns. I wonder if I could... I thought I might be able to hit from there, but I couldn't. Okay, I don't have refresh on. I was gonna say it might be like the OSRS Inferno, where it's probably better to actually just leave that guy alive, but... I don't know, this might have been intentional. The slowdown actually kind of helps out with this fight. That shit comes at you fast if you're not prepared. Come on, you big buggy bastard. I'll kill you. So what is it, like a big tick? Ticks are scary. Like, you thought Lyme disease was bad enough. Imagine mutant Lyme disease from a Crystalis tick. Oh, that was actually much faster than I thought it would be. Cool, he's dead. And now we have the ball of fire. Cool, you ready for this? This is what makes it my favorite weapon. Alright, so you know the first charge attack was just like, okay, that's cool, but what can I else did it do? The second the ball of wind was like, okay, it's just bigger. What can this one do? Yeah, it's a whole line of fire. And it goes through walls, and it's great. It can hit things multiple times. Like, depending on how it hits enemies, like, it can just carry them a little bit, and then also hit them for even more damage. Especially if you're... Oh, wow, I took a really bad time to scratch my eye. Like, if you walk the screen along, you're dealing extra damage on top of... Like, it'll just hit multiple times. It's obscene! It's great, I love it. I want my HP back. More importantly, I want my MP back. Jeez. Keep that in mind. Aw, they love us now. Cool, now we never have to worry about actually losing this thing. Which is neat. I thought we might be able to get cheaper goods, but... Look, the dwarves love us now. Cool, so that's all we need there. Charge up so we can be prepared for whatever comes our way. Cool, and unless I'm misremembering the game, I don't think we ever need the gas mask again. But it's not like we can get rid of it, so... Just be happy knowing that you never have to equip it again. So we'll be able to hop around with our rabbit's foot to our heart's content. In fact, so I will. Ha ha ha, phony. Anyway, I think now's as good a time as any to call this one an episode. So again, thank you so very much for joining me. Take wonderful care of yourself during these trying times. And keep an eye out for the next episode. Ha ha.